Let's see, going live. Yeah, we're live. We're live all over the place. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's go. I still hear Sarah. Is she talking? I'm getting feedback. Okay, there we go. Okay, good. All right, we are live. Let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friends? How are you, my friends? Dude, today is Tuesday. That's right. Today is Tuesday, January 4th. Can you believe we're already 4 days into this year? Today is Tuesday, January 4th, 2022. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be. Very first and very last time it'll ever be Tuesday, January 4th, 2022. And so I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible, incredible day. Hey, I got to tell you, yesterday was phenomenal. That's the only way to explain it. Yesterday was absolutely phenomenal. We got tons of messages from all of you as we launched the first episode of Rise and Grind 2022. And so it was awesome, right? Tons of messages from you, tons of feedback and comments from like parents and friends. Like, it was a special moment for so many of us all the way across the board. It was awesome. And so I just wanted to start today with some appreciation and some gratitude. Appreciation 100% for you, for pouring into this community, for coming back and seeing us after we had a little hiatus. And the outpouring of support was just absolutely incredible. And so I got to tell you, man, this morning I woke up a little different this morning. I really did. Like, I woke up a little shook this morning would be a great way to describe it. I woke up this morning feeling an additional sense of purpose. Like, I can see this show streaming into millions of households worldwide. Can you see it? Can you see this show streaming into millions of households all around the world? I know I sure can. And it felt a little bit different. Like, it felt heavier, but in a good way, right? Heavier, but in a good way. And just different. You see, this show for the longest time was just this solo game. It was this solo game that I did. Glenn Lundy, hashtag Rise and Grind, show up in the morning, do the thing. But now the solo game has become like the working with a team game. And when you start working with a team, right, everything changes. Now we're looking at, accountability. And now we're looking at like additional preparation that has to be done. Now we're looking at the weight and responsibility that comes with being a part of a team. When everything shifts and no longer becomes a solo sport. Now, you all know, we've heard the quote, I'm sure you have. It's, alone we go fast, together we go far. And that's what I was thinking about as I thought about this crew that we have, this community that we have, this ability that we have now to pull together through the Morning 5 Planner, through changing the way we start our day, through giving everybody a seat at the table. Alone we go fast, together we go far. You know, this morning I woke up at 3:50 a.m., which I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's the right bedtime, what's the right morning time now that I got this show. I had it all figured out before, but the show time changed a little bit. So I got up at 3:50 and I opened my Morning 5 planner like I do every single day. And when I opened up my Morning 5 planner, there was a quote at the top of the planner. And what's cool about that is these quotes are submitted. These are not their quotes. They're submitted by actual members of our community, right? Real life humans that you can connect with. You can look them up. You can see their pictures. You can become friends with them. And the quote this morning, I read it and it said this. It said, as you focus on your assignment, God will give you everything you need to fulfill your assignment. Our job here on hashtag Rise and Grind and Breakfast with Champions, our job here is to change the way you start your day. And I trust if we work on that, if we focus on that, I trust that God will do the rest. How cool is that? I trust that God will do the rest. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is hashtag Rise and Grind. You know what we got to do. Part of what we got to do this morning is we got to dance, right? We got to do some dancing this morning. We got to get the body moving. We got to get everybody in motion. If you in bed right now, I'm going to need you to get up. That's right. If you're out there working out, you're running, I'm going to need you to find another gear. Let's rock and roll. Let's keep going. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. For those of you that know, this is also the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. Now, this is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up, and I'll say what's up back. How you doing, Gina Duffy? What's up, Mike Higdon? Great to see you. How you doing, Vicki Everett and Mariana Thomas? Jeremy Nolan is in the building. Steph Elliott is up in here as well. Emily Gowler, great to see you. What's up, Isaac Aguilar and Alexa Crow? How you doing, John Sankey? We've got Rochelle Gilbert in the building. Monica Amici is up in here. Jojo Laricia, Mr. Tom Sizemore, Kathy Eldine, Nathaniel Banks. We must dance. That's right, Mary Lynn Wilkin. Sean Weatherby is in the building today. Over on Clubhouse, I've got Dr. Zakaya is up in here. Fumi's up in here. Jean-Paul Guidry and Mariana. How you doing, Crystal and Dora Maria? I see Sharon. I see Dr. Tanji and Elizabeth and Christina and Kim and Shayla and Dottie and Kevin and Amparo. Everybody's up in here on hashtag Rise and Grind, and I'm super excited to be here with you this morning. Listen, friends, we got an incredible show for you today. Alex Carter is going to be joining us. Of course, we've got all my co-hosts that'll be in the building. We have special musical guests for you today that you're going to absolutely stinking love. That's right, you heard it. You're going to absolutely stinking love. So let's dive in. Let's have an incredible day. Let's get this sucker rocking and rolling. We're going to start off a little different today. We're going to start right out the gate with my friend Alexandra Carter, and I can't wait for you to meet her. You guys ready? Let's do this. This is Breakfast with Champions, Millionaire Breakfast Club, and dude, I gotta tell you, I am blown away. That's right, hashtag Rise and Grind is back. The #1 morning show in the world, Monday through Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. We're bringing it back, baby. Powerful guests. The only way to start your day. Rise, evolve, impact together. Hashtag Rise and Grind. Why is my shot not playing? Uh-oh, hold on. This is Breakfast with Champions, Millionaire Breakfast Club, your opportunity to get a seat at the table. That's right, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but we're going to be hanging out in Dallas, Texas, February 22nd through 24th. That's right, all the superstars of Breakfast with Champions in one place at one time, and we want you there. You got to go to breakfastwithchampions.live so you can join us, and I'm telling you, you never know how one event can completely transform your life. So come join us, breakfastwithchampions.live. That's right. That's right. That's right. Breakfast with Champions live. Make sure you come join us out there. It's going to be super fun. This is my friend I was telling you about, Alex Carter, in the building. How are you this morning, Alex?
Oh my God, Glenn. I am great. Thank you. It's a new year. It's a new day. It's a new birthday for me. I'm so pumped to be here with you.
Well, I am pumped to have you here with us. That's for sure. You and I got a chance to meet on Clubhouse over the last little bit of time, which Clubhouse, it's crazy. Time just goes, right? It's hard to keep track of. But we got to meet on Clubhouse, and you have a very distinct and unique title, the #1 female negotiator in the world. And I just absolutely love that. And so I'm curious, looking back, as we connect the dots, looking back in time, when did you know that you were an expert negotiator?
You know, Glenn, it's really interesting because I think that people assume, they look at my bio, I'm a Columbia law professor, I train organizations all over the world, and they assume that I was born, Glenn, asking my mother for more, like right out of the womb, you know? And I'll tell you that actually the reason I am where I am today is that early on, I suffered from a lot of self-doubt. I suffered from a lot of imposter syndrome. And Glenn, I was that person that did it all for other people. You know, if my family needed anything, if my friends needed anything, if my clients or my colleagues needed anything, I was a fearless junkyard dog negotiator for them, but not necessarily for myself. And it all changed, Glenn, the first time I went out into the workforce and I negotiated for my own salary. And here's why. Because I got this offer and it was pretty good. I thought, well, maybe I should take it. But I made a phone call that changed my life. Instead of taking the offer initially, I said, you know, thank you. I'm going to run my numbers. I'll come back to you. I'd heard that I should do that. So I called a senior woman in my field and I said to her, hey, what should I do? And she said, I'm going to tell you what to do, Alex. You're going to get back in there and you're going to ask for more. Because when you teach someone how to value you, you're helping other people. You're teaching him how to value all of us. So if you're not going to go in and do it for yourself, I want you to do it for the woman who's coming after you. Do it for the sisterhood. You know, and I think, Glenn, a lot of us actually in Breakfast with Champions have had the experience of feeling like the first or the only at the table, maybe one of the few people who look like us in the room. And so I started to realize that when I stood up and negotiated for myself, I was helping other people. And in that moment, I thought to myself, I'm going to spend the rest of my life paying this forward, letting people know that they deserve to ask for more. And when they do, I'm going to be celebrating with them because it benefits all of us.
Now, isn't that greedy, Alex? Like asking for more. I mean, they told us we're not supposed to ask for more. We're just supposed to be grateful for you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, right? That's what they say. So talk to me about that. How do we shift from this mindset of, okay, yeah, we're just supposed to be happy with what we got to no, man, we deserve more. How do we make that shift?
You know, because the truth is, Glenn, it's a fantastic question. I'm glad you asked it. A lot of people think this way, and they think they have a choice between being grateful or asking for more. And I'm here to tell you that you can and should do both. It is totally possible to be grateful, to go in to your boss or your client and say, I've loved working together. This is one of my most treasured collaborations. And I need to bring our package together to what is now market in the field. Here's the new investment. It is totally possible to be grateful and ask for more. You know, and the other thing I want people to know, Glenn, is it all depends on how you negotiate. This is why I wrote Ask for More, because I wanted to teach people that when you ask great questions, you can get more for yourself and do it in a way that improves your relationship with the other person, because you've done it after asking them a bunch of incredible questions that opens things up between them so that they can better understand themselves and you and the value you offer. It's all about the approach.
It's all about the approach. I agree. I think that's incredibly important, right? Like it's a mindset of going in to make sure that the exchange in value is appropriate, right? Because we want to be, I heard you talking a little bit earlier, we want to be in a position where we're like jumping for joy, excited to be able to serve this person, right? It's not, we don't want it to be something that we dread. And so we're really doing them a disservice if we take less than, right? Because then the energy around it, it's not aligned. They're all excited. We're dreading going to work. It's not a congruent relationship that we can both serve each other. So Alex, you've done some really cool stuff. Your book was a Wall Street Journal bestseller, and I know that was a big deal. Talk to us real quick about how was it that you were able to take this incredible gift and skill that you have, translate it into a tool that other people can use, but then actually get it out to that super prestigious high level of being a Wall Street Journal bestseller?
Thank you, Glenn. And I'm glad you asked, because here's what I want people to know. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
When I landed my book deal, Glenn, okay, I had no email list and basically no social media. I had the kind of Facebook page where it's like my mom and her friends being like, good job, love that promotion, you're doing great, okay? I had none of that infrastructure. And so when I received my book advance, I decided to take an enormous bet on myself. I decided that my greatest investment was not going to be taking that money and putting it in the stock market. I said, I'm betting on Alex Carter. Here's what's happening. I am going to build out the infrastructure of a global brand, and I'm going to do it starting with this book advance. And then do you know what I did, Glenn? I thought to myself, okay, we were talking before about sometimes we think we're at a disadvantage. And you would think an author who doesn't have an email list and doesn't have a lot of social media, she's like a professor locked up in the ivory tower, you'd think that person, you know, would be at a disadvantage. They're not going to sell a lot of books, right? Okay.
No doubt.
So I thought to myself, what do I have? And I realized that I was doing a lot of speaking and I had a network of deep connections. Because when I speak at places, Glenn, and you know this, you're wired the same way. When you're working with people, it's not just a transaction, it's a relationship. I had all of these relationships.
For sure.
And do you know what I did? I called every single one of those people and I said, when can you have me in to speak? How many books can you buy? And who else can you call for me? And I got a big thermometer, you know, like one of those things for like the high school car wash.
Totally.
We're going to make $10,000. And every single time somebody said, Alex, we're going to buy 200 books. We're going to buy 300 books. I would color in the thermometer. And one day I looked and I was like, this thing's almost at the top. I did it. And I did it all through relationships and using the unique advantages that I have. But most of all, Glenn, I asked for it. I used the tools in Ask for More to market my own book, and that's how it became a Wall Street Journal bestseller during the pandemic.
During the pandemic, that's right. Put that part on top. We got to make sure everybody knows that, because that's incredible. And I love how you just leveraged your network, right? I think so many times in life we don't realize what's right in front of us, right? Like there's these people that love you. These are your friends. They want to support you. And we're sitting here going, yeah, but I don't want to bother them, or I don't want to inconvenience them, or so on and so forth. And it's like, no, give them an opportunity to be a better friend, right? Like I can think of so many times in my life where I resisted the ask. I resisted the ask. I resisted the ask. And then finally I'm like, okay, I need help. And instantly the situation changes, right? And the person that helped me felt so honored that I even asked them to give them an opportunity to serve. So talk to me about that, the psychology behind this the people's desire. Let's look at it from both sides. Our incongruent thought that we're going to bother someone, and then the other side, the people's psychological desire to help and lift up and encourage others.
You know, Glenn, it's so interesting because years ago, I had a friend who loved to be there for me. And so when I would call her and I would say, you know, I've got an issue or whatever, she would always listen to me, but she never called me to lean on me. She never asked me for my help. And after a while, you know, Glenn, that started to not feel like a relationship. It felt like a hotline. You know, if it's not mutual, then it's a hotline. It's not a relationship. It's a blessing to be able to help people. People want to help you. And for those of you at home who might be thinking, oh gosh, I don't want to bother people, I'm here to tell you that when I reached out to all those connections, Glenn, when I picked up the phone for the first time, people said to me, I've been waiting for your call, and I'm so honored to be able to help you. That was the overwhelming response. And I couldn't believe it. It's sometimes, you know, hard to take that in. But I want everybody in this room to think about, you know, who could you call this year to connect with and to collaborate and to ask for their help? And I want to hold you accountable. I want you to come back, you know, on Rise and Grind or come back in Breakfast with Champions and tell us about it because it's a blessing to be able to help. Don't you feel great, Glenn, when people ask for your help or say, you know, like I did, I called you and said, I've got a book coming out. Could we do something? And you're like, absolutely. Let's get on. Of course. It's a blessing to be able to help. Let people help you. Yes. It helps them and it also benefits you.
I agree 1,000%. And speaking of that, we want to help you. So you are in the midst of moving your book right now. And so where should the people that are listening to right now, that obviously everyone, I believe, needs to go grab a copy. They need to get a copy of your book, not just to support you, but ultimately what's in there, dude. If you've never met Mrs. Carter, I'm going to call her Miss Carter. If you've never met Miss Carter before, like, she is powerful, and what she delivers on Breakfast with Champions every week is it's mind-blowing, the strategic ways that you can ask for more. And so I highly suggest that you go and you grab this book so that you can develop those tools. But we also want to do it just because Alexandra's our friend. So Alexandra, talk to the audience. Where can they go grab a copy?
Yeah, so you can grab a copy of Ask for More anywhere books are sold. It's on Amazon, it's on Barnes & Noble. If you love to support independent bookstores, you can get it on bookshop.org. So truly anywhere books are sold online. You know, and here's what I'll say, Glenn. I believe in being the message. And so I want to set an example here today on asking people to support you. I've written a book that encompasses my life's work in helping people negotiate. I've helped tens of thousands of people, some of whom are, you know, Fortune 500 CEOs or executives, some of whom are tired parents, you know, trying to start a side hustle. And I know that whoever you are, you can benefit from learning how to ask great questions. It helps you both in your work life and also in your personal life, at home, with your closest relationships. And so it's, you know, approximately a $17 investment. And the reason I wrote this book, Glenn, is because I want everybody in the world to have access to high quality negotiation training. Whether you're behind the doors of the UN, if you're at a Fortune 500 company, that's great. But I want to be talking to the everyday person on the street. You are who I want to help. So I would be honored to be your partner in your long-term success. And you can truly pick it up anywhere online, even in this pandemic where I can't go into the bookstore and sign the book.
Well, you are amazing. I love that. Everybody go grab a copy. We're going to let the panel come back, and we're going to put Miss Alexandra Carter in the hot seat here in just a second. That's right. We're going to put you in the hot seat, girl. So stick around. We'll be right back. This is Breakfast with Champions Millionaire Breakfast Club, and I got to tell you, I remember a time where I just wish I could get a seat at the table, right, to hang out with some of those that are doing the things I know I could do, that have reached some of those levels I know I could reach. And I'm super excited to share with you that we now have Champion Circle that's going to do that for you. The most incredible business entrepreneurs on the planet pouring into you every single Monday night. Go to breakfastwithchampions.live and you too can become a champion. This is Breakfast with Champions, Millionaire Breakfast Club, your opportunity to get a seat at the table. And check it out, man. Breakfast with Champions is everywhere nowadays. That's right. We've got the podcast. We're on places like Wisdom and Fireside. We're going to Green Room, and we've got YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. Wherever you can join us, we would love for you to come get a seat at... Oh. My bad. So we are we're having a blast this morning is what we're having. So for a while there, I lost a couple people that are integral to making our show go this morning. And so now I have them. I have my dear friend, Alexander Gonzalez. I can see him. He's joined us here. And Candice is here. And I lost my whole panel and I lost my guest. Before I had the panel and the guest, I didn't have Candice or Alexander. Now I have Candice and Alexander. I don't have the panel or the guest. I don't know. So here's what I do know. I do know that what I'm going to do right now, we're going to be back with Miss Alexandra Carter here in just a second, I hope. I know she's got a live TV appearance that she'll be working on or that she's heading to at some point. And so I'm hoping we'll be able to get her back in here. But what I am going to do right now is I'm going to bring you my boy, Mr. Alexander Gonzalez. He's going to come up in here and do what he does best, light us up while I try to figure out some stuff back here in the background. Fair enough? Fair enough. Let's go.
I love watching that. Okay, on my end. Okay, let me take this out. Sorry about that. I should learn. So, guys, first and foremost, happy first Tuesday of the year. So excited. Rise and Grind, episode number 2. And the audience is watching everywhere. Not only are we here on Clubhouse, we're over on Facebook Live. We're on LinkedIn Live. We're across platforms. And this is exciting. Word on the street is Alexander Carter, everyone's getting your book. We all need it to learn to negotiate. We all need it to learn our own worth and how to go for it. But when she does come back, Glenn, I do have a question. What if you're afraid of retaliation for asking for more? So, Glenn, when she comes back, what if people feel that they can be retaliated against because they ask for more or maybe lose their job? So maybe that's a good topic of conversation. The audience wants to know what is going on. But, guys, as we're doing this across socials, if you're watching our faces, do this incredible opportunity a favor by making sure that you are sharing it across socials. Share the live feeds, share all the things that we're doing, because that's how more people are going to get eyes on this motivation, inspiration, and education in a positive way, in a way that you can start your day off right, in a way that your kids can start their day off right. And I tell you, my kids love listening to this every single morning with me on the ride to school. And I am very happy that they get to listen to that. So we have lots of people over here saying hello. And listen, I'm just waiting for cues from you guys because I don't see Glenn. So I'm going to keep filling some space because I don't mind it. But over here on Facebook.
I'm right here.
Okay, I see you now. First, I only saw Candice and listen, I love the growing pains, right? Because when there's growing pains, that says that there's growth. And so I love the growth. But listen, we have happy people wishing you good morning. Loving day 2. They loved day 1 and they're excited for what's going on, but they want to know from Alex what happens if they fear retaliation from their employer.
Right, and we are going to talk about that for sure. And Alexander, you are so, like, your energy level is always amazing, which I absolutely love. Your mic is a little loud, so you're peaking just a little. So you're peaking, and I want to make sure everybody experiences Alexander the way I experience Alexander, which you and I got to meet in Florida, and you're just such an incredible person inside and out. And so, yeah, I think that that's a valuable question when we fear retaliation. And I think my response to that would be, if you're afraid that they're my sister just texted that she can't hear me. Can you hear me, Alexander?
I can hear you for sure. I can check
Oh,
Clubhouse.
and now she just said, never mind.
Yeah, I hear you on Clubhouse as well.
I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on this morning? Dude, yesterday was our first show and everything went smooth, and I jinxed it. I said, oh my gosh, we had such a smooth show. But no, I think that if we fear retaliation, that's not the right person you should be asking. Don't you agree, Alexander? Like, what kind of relationship is, like, you're not going to get help if it's someone that you're scared of. Like, go to the people that love you. Go to the people that celebrate you. Don't go where you're tolerated in life. Go where you're celebrated in life, right? Don't you agree?
I agree 100%. And, I think the question is specific to employers in a market where there is a deficit of employees, right? There's so many jobs out there that people are lining up. What if someone is afraid that they'll just take whoever's next in line? You want more? Fine. I'll find that person willing to get paid less to do your job. Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense. 100%. And again, I still think the answer is the same, right? Go somewhere where you're celebrated, not tolerated, man. Ooh. There's jobs out there. There's opportunities out there. You got kids like Ryan making $27 million a year opening packages on YouTube. Like, this is 2022, folks. Like, you have options. We might not think so. We might think, oh, well, I went to college and I got a degree and this is what I've done for 15 years and I don't know how to do anything else. And I'm just here to tell you, from a guy who quit his job in retail automotive at 40 years old so that he could do things like this, I'm just here to tell you there's opportunities around every corner. Alexander, I love you, brother. We're going to continue to move this show forward. The show must go on. And I see Scott and Marvin have joined us. Marvin looks a little bit interesting, but I see Scott Simons is here with us this morning. So I'm going to kick it over to Scott real quick, and we're going to keep working our way through this morning's fun show. How you doing, Scott Simons? What are you up to, man?
Glenn, I'm doing fantastic. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, brother.
Awesome. Man, I'm here taking notes. First of all, am I the only person that's just intimidated by Alexandra Carter, or is it just me? I mean, that woman, she is a powerhouse. I like to negotiate, but and I've got notes. I got questions I would like to ask her, but what an amazing person. And I took notes this whole time, but what a great morning it's been so far. And one thing about it is we always have to deal with adversity, deal with a little bit of adversity this morning, but as a team, we're making it work. So fantastic so far, Glenn.
Yeah, man. Fantastic so far. I love you, Scott Simons. Marvin, my man, over there across the pond. How are you, sir? How are you doing this morning? Oh, we can't hear you, Marvin.
Very good.
There we
Enjoying
go.
the
there
conversation, Glenn. Absolutely. I have so many questions for, and I'm like you, Glenn. I'm going to call her Miss Carter. There's something about the name, that is, and the fact that she's a professor, right? That you just feel like you have to call her Miss Carter. No, but honestly, I think she's an absolute powerhouse, and I'd love to know what her toughest negotiation was. Do you know what I mean? I also love what you shared about. Really not being afraid to ask, and there's something also about making your vision and your purpose so powerful and so clear that everyone around you knows what it is and actually wants to help you, because I think that's when asking for help gets easier, when people actually see your vision and believe in it. It doesn't have to be as much as you, but believe in it to the point that they feel compelled to help you. Do you know what I mean? That's when asking, it definitely gets a lot easier for sure. But I'm excited to hear the second part of the interview.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%, right? And it's such a interesting dynamic. And one of the things I wrote down, and I know you guys can see the two question marks on the screen. Those question marks are Lolita and Sara McCord, and they're somewhere lost in the abyss in the middle somewhere. And so we're trying to get them now. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. I kind of see Lolita and I see Sara in the rendezvous, but I don't see them on the screen over here. This is weird. Let me see if I can do something. Hold on. I'm going to replace network. Nope, I don't. Oh, wait.
Can you hear me?
Sarah
Did
just
I tell
popped
you
in
that
like a
Lolita-
ghost out of nowhere. She just popped back. Okay, good. I see her. Now let's see if we can get
Lolita and
Lolita.
I just had the most amazing coaching session with Alexandra Carter. I have to tell you guys something, actually. So I have special powers at Breakfast with Champions, and I told Glenn that instead of letting everyone hear from Alexandra Carter on the day that her book launched, I wanted a private coaching room where only Lolita and I could ask her questions. We didn't know this. We created that VIP experience. And
Fair
so
enough.
just Lolita and myself masterminded with Alexandra Carter for the past 10 minutes. It was extraordinary. So
Okay.
thank you for that.
Well, no problem. Well, the good news is we've got Sarah back. We've got Marvin. We've got Scott. Lolita, I see in one screen, but I can't pull her into the other one yet. But I do see Miss, is it Mrs. or Miss? Alexandra Carter.
Are you asking me my marital status, Glenn?
I am.
I'm happily married for 16 years.
That is Professor.
Yeah, that's Professor Carter to you, okay?
I love it. I love it. And I appreciate your patience this morning as we've been moving through all of this fun stuff. This is the fun stuff, though, right? It's a new show, new opportunities, new connections. And so thank you for your patience. You have been amazing so far this morning. So were they harassing you back there in the green room, or what was going on back there?
Oh, it was awesome. I think watch out. I think Sarah and Lolita are about to ask for more this year. Because Glenn, we got like a 10-minute private coaching session, and I got to tell you, routinely when I take a private client, you give me 10 minutes with them. Right? They're about to go out and make it happen. So that was awesome. And the tech stuff, I got to tell you, Glenn, this is the world we've all been living in since
Totally.
March 2020, right? March 2020, I didn't know how to use Zoom, So here we are. We're rolling with it.
Hey, we're rolling, we're learning. Hopefully the audience is enjoying. And one thing that I've always found is that great content always serves and will always hold an audience. And train wrecks are impossible for people to take their eyes off of. So either way, I think we're in a really good position, right? We're in a really good place because we're going to definitely hold the audience's attention and eyeballs. So Alexandra, something I want to do real quick is I'm going to toss it over to the panel, and I'm going to allow them to, the Marvin and the Scott, I know they had a couple questions for you. So if it's cool with you, I'm going to grab you, I'm going to pick you up, and I'm going to throw you over to the other room, and all of a sudden, boom, you're going to be in the hot seat with Scott Simons, Lolita Walker, Sara McCord, and Marvin. You guys take it away.
Good morning, Alexandra. Fantastic. I always love your sessions. I always learn so much. So I'm in the auto industry. Talk about negotiations. Right now, there's not many negotiations going on because supply is low and demand is very high. When that happens, it drives transaction prices up. What is typically the hardest objection to overcome? What is the hardest one to overcome?
That's so interesting. I think that, Scott, this can differ from industry to industry, but I want to tell you what I think it's not. When people say the price is too high, that often, it's really not, this, Scott, it's not about the price, right? It is about the value, or it could be about something else. And so I think often the key to a negotiation is to ask people, talk to me more about that. Or, Alex, tell me what's holding you back. You're here because you love this car. I see that you love the car. I want you to tell me what's holding you back from getting in the car and making that your car today, right? Just honestly asking people what's holding them back. I do this all the time. What's holding you back for putting me up for that promotion? What's holding you back from signing this contract? I can see you want to work together. You called me, right? We're on the phone. How are we not doing this? And then giving people an open opportunity. I do think the most difficult thing, Scott, that I found in the thousands of negotiations that I've presided over, it's the let me go call my spouse. That one, you're sunk, my man, okay? What I would say, what I've learned from negotiation is get the decision makers at the table. And so if you have the vibe, right, that somebody's spouse or their, big sister or whatever the heck it is, right, that person is a decision maker, call them up, bring them in, right? Let's let them see the car. Because, if the person's not there, it's much, much harder to close that transaction because they're just getting a phone call. They didn't get to meet you or to see that gorgeous car. So that, in my experience, is one of the more difficult things to get over. You just got to bring the person to the table.
And that's brilliant. And the hardest objection that we have, which is right along the lines of what you just talked about, you're flushing out what is the true objection. Sometimes people give us, well, I've got to talk to my spouse. Is that necessarily the truth? Or I need this other information, bit of information. The hardest objection for us to overcome by far is the one we don't know. If we can make it just one objection, price, if we can make it their trade-in, if we can make it financing, if we can make it logistics, then we can typically overcome or address that objection. But when they leave and we simply don't know why they left, another objection that comes up is they're afraid to say no. They're afraid to hurt the feelings of the person that they're dealing with. So they'll just make up an objection in order to get out of the negotiations. So our goal is in how we train, which, I can't wait. I got your book on Audible and I just ordered a hard copy. I cannot wait to read it because I admire and respect you so much. Your segments are unbelievable. But we try to really flush out the one objection that's holding them up. So fantastic answer, fantastic morning, and happy birthday. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
I'd love to jump in next.
Hey, Alexandra, I want to jump in. Oh, go ahead, Marvin.
No worries. You know what? I thought, I'm going to jump in next because I feel like Sarah and Lolita kidnapped Miss Carter away from us, Scott.
We know.
I feel like they pulled the wool over our eyes and just like snuck in there. Do you know what I mean? And made their own little private room.
Yeah, they got the keys to the kingdom now, my friend. That's right.
No, look, I've got so many questions for you. I love, when I hear your segments in Clubhouse as well. And in the past, when you come on after me, I've sat in and listened intently. And, the way you blend in your stories as well and your experiences. I'm trying to think of the one question because I don't want to hog the mic. That I would love to know what has been your most challenging negotiation, because you've negotiated at such a high level, UN and so on and so forth. What has been like one of the biggest challenges that you've had when it comes to negotiation?
Yeah, that's a great question. So honestly, the toughest negotiation is usually inside your head, Marvin. I like to tell people that it only takes one car to have an accident. You don't need somebody else to have a negotiation disaster, right? You can create that accident within the four walls of your brain. And I want people to know that I have struggled more times than I can count with shutting myself down, telling myself no, saying to myself, that's too bold, that's too audacious, it's too much, all those things that we get told, I would say especially as a woman, but a lot of people have been told that. And I've had that happen to me, Marvin, before, where I started to shut myself down and say no before I gave anybody else the chance. And I'll tell you, when that almost happened, it was writing my book. I almost didn't submit that proposal. I spent 6 months working on something, and I didn't tell a soul, like at my, in my professional life about it. People close to me knew that I was writing a book, but not anybody professionally, because I was scared that they would find out that it was no good and it didn't sell. And so I wrote it for 6 months and I secretly sent it to a huge agent. And I thought, well, what the heck? I'll shoot my shot. I'll send her a cold call. And when she rejects me, I'll move on to the next. And she didn't reject me, Marvin. I almost didn't send it. And the proposal I almost didn't send, one of the top agents in the world called me back the next day and said, I love it. Let's do it. Right? So if you're out there, I want you to know, don't have a one-car accident, right? The best thing you can do is go out. If somebody else says no, great. You did it. You tried. And if you read Ask for More, I'm going to give you tips on how to overcome the no. But don't ever tell yourself no before you give somebody else the chance, period.
Wow, incredible. I know we're streaming across multiple platforms. If I was on Clubhouse now, I'd be, and without looking at the screen, I'd be clipping that. That is an absolute mic drop moment. I
And
love that.
click the
I'll
link
pass
to
the
get
mic
her
over.
book, Marvin. Clicking the link to get her book.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Lolita, over to you.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, in our private session today, right? In our unknown private session, Alexandra really talked to us about what is one mistake that she made. And the one mistake she talked about making early on in her first negotiation was that she accepted the first counter offer. So that's a little something that came out from the back channel, so you don't feel like you missed totally everything. But Alexandra, I wanted to talk about the notion that you are such a powerhouse. When you enter a room, you command the space. And when I think about that as related to women, what's this one piece of advice that you would tell a woman who knows that she commands spaces and there's others that are so intimidated by it, especially going into a negotiation? I know that you're going to help somebody today.
Lolita, I want to give you a quote from my friend Minda Harts, who's actually going to join me tonight. I'm doing a special birthday paperback room tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, and Minda Harts is going to join me. She's an incredible woman and author. She wrote a book really about negotiating for women of color called The Memo. You know her, right? And Minda said this quote that I'll never forget. She said, "I belong in every room, but not every room deserves me." And I'm here to tell you that whoever you are, woman or man, anybody, if you've been told you're too much, let me tell you all the things I've been told, Lolita, okay? You're too much, you're too aggressive, you're too loud, you talk about your accomplishments too much, and my favorite, your voice doesn't match your body type. Your voice is too big for your body. Yes, a gentleman actually thought that, and then he said that out loud. And here's what I want to tell you. If that deserve a different room, I want you to know that it's not you, and you deserve to go to a place where your highest and best can not just be tolerated, but be celebrated. And there is never a better time than now. If you are listening, now is your moment. I just spoke to the Wall Street Journal about this. They're seeing it. I'm seeing it in my private practice. Tons of people are moving and getting valued and getting celebrated. Lolita, I don't just want you to be fully paid. I want you to be fully paid and in a place that recognizes and celebrates your accomplishments. That's what you deserve to show up to every day. So if it's not that table, Lolita, find another table that deserves you.
Yes, create your table. I am right there with you. Thank you so much. That is helping somebody today. Create your own tables. Yes. Sarah, did you have something to follow?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to. And you all missed, I was actually sharing my private text messages with Alexandra Carter, and that she really is a cheerleader and a champion for others, IRL. So sorry for everyone who missed that. But, Alexandra, my question for you, so my hope is that everyone in the room today, they click the link in the Clubhouse room, or we'll also make sure to, put the link out on all of the platforms. But we talk so much about execution. So I want to know, I get your book, I read your book. What is your greatest ambition for what people will do next in their life, in their career? How can they take that advice and really put it into practice?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so when you get the Ask for More book, there is a blueprint at the end, and it is a one-page sheet that you can download and you can use for every single negotiation you have.
Wow.
And here's what I want to tell you, Sarah. If you're talking, you're basically negotiating, okay? I'm here to tell you, I probably should answer this question by saying, if you get asked for more, the next step is you're going to buy a course or this and that. The truth is, I have courses, I do keynotes. Really, I just want you to get the free download and put it into practice, right? I want you to take that download, and it's got 10 questions. The first 5, Sarah, are what I call the mirror. Okay, those are the 5 questions you're going to ask yourself before you go into a negotiation. How long does it take you? Maybe 10 minutes, 15 tops. And then you go in with a complete plan, right? So if Scott is setting whether it's an individual, car transaction for that day, right? Or whether it's thinking about I'm leading my department over the next month. Scott's going to take 10 minutes, build out that plan, right? And then he's going to look at those other questions, the 5, and think about asking those questions, including, Scott, the one to overcome objections before they even start. He's going to go ahead and do that. So the truth is, Sarah, that I wrote Ask for More to be a complete resource in and of itself. If you read it and you want more, come find me. Come on my website, alexcarterasks.com. You can come on any social channels, shoot me a message. My team will get back to you. But truly, what you need is in those questions and the handout at the end of the book. It's a complete resource. I know it will help you in every conversation you have.
I love that so much, Alexandra. And you're such a person of service that your answer is just, read the book and take action. And I love that encouragement for everyone in the room. You are crazy if you don't click this link and get this book. As I said, I have benefited personally from Alexandra's advice, and I am just pumped to get this paperback copy as well and share it with some friends who really struggle with their confidence. I mean, one of the things that Lolita and I were talking about as women is how often women struggle in negotiations to feel confident, to use their voice. And I'm so grateful for you empowering everyone who gets the book to be more powerful in their conversations.
Yeah, I'm part of a group right now, Sarah. I have a group of 5 people. We're our own hype squad. And it's a group of women where we share honestly about money, about finance, about goals, about business. And we are talking turkey and getting real candid. And this is where we should be. This is what we should be doing. And so imagine getting your friend a present, right, for $17 that could enable her to make hundreds of thousands of dollars more over the course of her career. I know people who have given it to their teams at work, who have given it to their book club, who have bought copies for their daughters, right? Or for the people in their lives who deserve to be fully valued. And what I love, I want to say one note, Sarah, because I'm a law professor, and I wonder if some of you are thinking this must be a scholarly book, and so this is a book that only a few people could read and benefit from. I want you to know. And she wrote to me to say, you don't know me, but I didn't even go to college. I graduated with a GED, and I didn't think I could read a negotiation book. But I did, and I landed a job as an executive assistant using the questions that you taught me. And I'm so excited that there's a book that I'm able to read. So no matter who you are, even if you don't have a college degree, I promise you, you can read Ask for More and benefit from it.
Professor Carter, I believe you are correct that we can all benefit so much from the tool that you have now released out into the universe, which we appreciate you so much. And I just want to say we are cheering for you. You are one of my favorites, hands down, by far. I absolutely stinking love you. And thank you so much for being here with us today on #RiseAndGrind. I know you got some big things coming, so keep rocking, keep rolling, and keep making a difference. We really appreciate you.
Glenn, thank you so much for the support from you and all the champions. Guys, I'll be back next Tuesday. So thanks, and ask for more in 2022. That's
right. Ask for more. That's right. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got more #RiseAndGrind coming your way, including our musical guest, Miss Osei. Make sure you stay right where you are. This is Breakfast with Champions Millionaire Breakfast Club. And dude, I got to tell you, I am blown away. That's right. #RiseAndGrind is back. The #1 morning show in the world. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. We're bringing it back, baby. Powerful guests. The only way to start your day. Rise, evolve, impact together. #RiseAndGrind. This is Breakfast with Champions, Millionaire Breakfast Club, your opportunity to get a seat at the table. And check it out, man. Breakfast with Champions is everywhere nowadays. That's right. We've got the podcast. We're on places like Wisdom and Fireside. We're going to Green Room, and we've got YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. Wherever you can join us, we would love for you to come get a seat at the table. Become the champion you know you are inside with Breakfast with Champions.
Hey guys, wasn't Joe Jackson just amazing? Well, now we have the best of the best, the greatest in the town to ever do it. Plus, she's got something new coming for us, so please keep your ears open and listen to her beautiful voice and enjoy. Please give it up for Osei.
I've been going through the motion. You don't see clear, you act out of fear, you know. I always gave you my devotion. Shit slide, I turned up blind eye, and you gave me something for the moment, invalidating my emotions. I let you in, yeah, I was open. Now I'm feeling broken, saw where everything was going. Held you still holding on to, feel like my heart is closing. I feel so broken, no. I stayed around even when there were doubts, thinking we work it out. You don't want to, so it is what it is, it's what we gon' do. Put your pride aside, I'll lay it on you. Take it how it will, but I'll tell the truth. Baby, I'll tell the truth. Going through the motions, trusted every word spoken, intoxicated like a potion, overdosed on all the bullshit you were saying to me. I thought you was down, but it's okay, clearly you don't care about us. Maybe I'm not enough. I stayed around even when there were doubts, thinking we work it out. You don't want to, so it is what it is, it's what we gon' do. Put your pride aside, I'll lay it on you. Take it how you will, but I'll tell the truth. Baby, I'll tell the truth. You
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Osei. Girl, that was fire right there. That was fire. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, I didn't know you couldn't hear me. I was saying thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I am so good. So good. Man, when they dropped that video on me, I was like, this girl right here, like, the video is powerful. You are incredible, but then just the soul and the spirit you got in that voice, girl. Like how long you been singing like that?
Since I came out the womb. It's been a while. I'm only 18, so I just turned 18.
What?
Yes.
I did not know that. You're only 18 years old.
For the amount of years I have been alive, it's been a while. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, you have an old soul for sure. You did not, I did not put you on 18 years old. Well, that's incredible. So you've been singing most of your life. I know you got started singing in church and things like that with the family. And then what projects are you working on now?
I'm working on a lot. I'm working on my next single. It's called Tired. fun fact also, it's gonna come out on February 11th. So this is my first spot. I'm announcing it. So
Okay,
yeah,
we like being first.
February 11th it's coming out. Working on that. I'm working on my own EP as well. I'm not sure when that's gonna come out yet, but it is in the works already. So yeah, there's a lot that's in store that I'm really excited for.
It's really, really incredible. You truly have a gift, and I'm so thankful you chose to share it with us here this morning. And so, can we go out? That was Hurt Bay right there. Can we go out? Can we download your song yet, or do we need to wait till February 11th?
Oh no, that song is already out. It's out on all streaming platforms. Get it on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, Audio Mac. Anywhere you listen to music, you can find it. Yeah, it's called Hurt Bay. My name is Osei, and yeah, that's how you can find it.
Hurt Bay, and my name's Osei, and that's how you can find it. Well, I love it, and I know we're gonna be back with you a little bit later here in the show. So I appreciate you being here with us this morning, and I'm excited for the panel to be able to ask you some questions and everybody to get an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better. But seriously, girl, you got it going on.
Thank you.
That's for real. It is an honor to meet you here this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Osei. Make sure you go and look her up. Make sure you connect with her. She's absolutely stunning in so many ways. 18 years old. Can you believe it? What an incredible, incredible gift this young lady has. And so super excited to be able to introduce you guys to her today. And I'm also super excited. There's another guy that you may or may not know at this point that I love, and every time he comes he just brings the fire. And so we need a little good news this morning. You know, sometimes out there in the world the news ain't always the best, and so we need a little good news this morning. So I wanted to introduce you to my man, Mr. Ramon Ray.
Hey, Glenn Lundy. Thank you for that warm, amazing introduction. Osei, you are on fire. What's up to my fellow hosts? Good to be here with good news. The good news segment on Rise and Grind with Glenn Lundy. 3 good news segments we're going to talk about today. And one may be good news or not good news, depending on where you stand. But guess what? AirPods are no longer cool, says some research. And we're going to talk about why that could be good news. Glenn, what can I say, brother? I'm telling you, man. And you know what? I think we should take a breather. Let's congratulate Eric Adams as the next incoming mayor of New York City. And baby step millionaires. Everybody wants to be rich and famous. So we're going to touch on that a bit today as well, how you can be a baby step millionaire. So let's dive into it. And our goal with good news is to do one of 3 things. It's either to make you just a little bit smarter, make you laugh as Glenn Lundy loves to do, which we love his raucous laughter, and or warm your heart. I think Marvin Reid has like a warm your heart type guy. Scott Simon, just for that matter, too. And if we do all 3, it's a bonus. I'm Ramon Ray, by the way, motivational speaker, business owner, and author. Get to know me better at RamonRay.com or on IG at Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. So with that, let's start with good news. And by the way, shout out to one of our listeners, Andrew Shulkin, for helping to add to our good news as well. So are AirPods out? Why cool kids are wearing wired headphones? Listen, there was a time in all of our lives where everybody wanted those white little earbuds sticking out of our ears. We wanted to get them. They were a bit expensive. Parents, you had to buy your parents one earbud, then another earbud. Well, guess what? AirPods have become so widespread, they're no longer cool. That's good news. So we can go back to the $10 headphones that you buy at the bodega, the $17.99 headphones you get at Walmart or Kmart, and we'll all be fine. So that's one good news submitted by someone else. Eric Adams, congratulations, sir, on being the next incoming mayor for New York City, the 110th mayor of New York City. And why is it important? Listen, New York City has 8.82 million people in New York City. New York City has the biggest police force in the world, 30 or give or take 36,000 officers, 19,000 civilians. That's big. That's bigger than some countries I know. 12,460 intersections, by the way, make up New York City traffic. well. You got white people that got about 42%. You got black folk that got about 24%. And you got other people that has about 14.75%. Asians at 14. Native Americans 0.43. Natives or Hawaiians at about 0.06. My point being, New York City is a great place to be, and it's well worth for sure to celebrate that. Welcome to Eric Adams, the incoming mayor of New York City. And last but not least, our good news segment of the day. How many of y'all want to be millionaires? If y'all want to be millionaires, type in right now in the chat, millionaire, millionaire, millionaire. Everybody wants to be one, and it's a good goal to have, and some of you are millionaires. So Baby Steps Millionaires, how ordinary people built extraordinary wealth, and how you can too. This is a new book that's coming out. Most people know about Dave Ramsey. He has a big show and other things and a whole empire he does at financial well-being. He made his first million in his 20s. Then he went bankrupt. And in his brand new books, he talks about how we can go more into the baby steps of finance to become millionaires, how to burst through some of the barriers. Alexandra Carter talks about some of those mindset barriers in her new book, all about ask for more. And you're going to hear true stories from ordinary people who dug themselves out of debt and built wealth, and listen here, discover how anyone, that's you, you too, how anyone can become a millionaire, and especially you. So those are our 3 good news segments of the day, and I hope you enjoyed them. DM me on IG to submit your good news, or if you want the links to these resources, just DM me on IG good news as well. With that, I'm Ramon Ray, and I'm going to throw it back to the amazing and the wonderful host of Rise and Grind. That would be Dr. Glenn Lundy. All back to you.
Come on now. Don't be throwing that doctor out there now. I ain't earned that doctor yet. I ain't got that. Maybe one day, though.
Professor today. It's professor today.
Yeah, professor. Oh, where'd he go? I thought Ramon was going to hang out with us for just a little while here in this segment. That's all right. I'll just go like this. I'll do a little this and boom. And look at that. Boom. No one will ever know. All right. This has been
You're just trying to get between me and Marvin, Glenn Lundy.
Well, you know.
Get
a little get cozy up here with the
we
two
match
of
too.
you. We do indeed. All right. Hey, I want to talk with you guys a little bit this morning about a couple different things. So before we do, though, real quick, we're going to send it off. Quick commercial break. We're going to get back. We're going to do some chatting. We're going to bring Osei back here in just a little bit. Also, Alexander is going to be joining us again. I believe Ramon's got some more good news. So we still have a lot of show left here. If you're enjoying today's episode of #Rise and Grind, do me a huge favor. Make sure you hit the share button, share it out, send a comment, let us know in the back channel, tag a friend, do whatever, man. Spend that. What do they say in Clubhouse? They be like, come on, man, you got to spend your digital currency, man. You got to take your digital currency. You got to make sure to give back. That's how that energy works with the digital currency, right? So I want you guys to help support Breakfast with Champions, the #1 morning show in the world. And we'll be right back with all kinds of fun stuff for you today. Let's go. This is Breakfast with Champions, Millionaire Breakfast Club, your opportunity to get a seat at the table. That's right, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but we're going to be hanging out in Dallas, Texas, February 22nd through 24th. That's right, all the superstars of Breakfast with Champions in one place at one time, and we want you there. You got to go to breakfastwithchampions.live so you can join us, and I'm telling you, you never know how one event can completely transform your life. So come join us, breakfastwithchampions.live. This is Breakfast with Champions, Millionaire Breakfast Club, your opportunity to get a seat at the table. And we got to tell you, we're super excited about the new Morning 5 Planner. If you've been looking for community, you've been looking to connect with like-minded and like-hearted people that like to rise and write their gratitudes and their goals, people that are interested in evolving into the best versions of themselves that they can possibly be, then the Morning 5 Planner is for you. That's right. You can go to themorning5planner.com and get you one today. Have you guys been having as much fun this morning as I have, or what? That's what I want to know.
I mean, I got to hang out with Lolita and Alexandra Carter, which I'm pretty sure, Glenn, we could auction that off as a Breakfast with Champions experience to have coffee with Lolita Walker and Alexandra Carter? I mean,
Hey,
come on.
I'm saying. I mean, I don't drink coffee, of course, over here, but it does sound very appealing hanging out with Lolita and Mrs. Carter, and of course yourself as well, Mrs. Sara McCord. I would love to be in that room. So, man, we've been dealing with little adversity this morning, but I gotta say, we're rolling through it like some vets. It's like we've done this before. It's almost like all those
1,000 episodes.
Well, not that. Like I've been here 1,000, but y'all been rolling too. But I think that all of the work we've been doing on Clubhouse is paying off right now. You know what I'm saying? Like all of you have been running rooms. You've been leading conversations. You've been rolling with the punches. You never know what's going to come at you, Clubhouse style, right? And so to me, I think it's really fascinating. I was actually thinking about it a lot this morning. I was thinking about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs has that that quote. Where is it at? Right here. That quote where he says, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards, right? And I was thinking about that quote, and I was thinking about how we don't even know a lot of the times, these things that we're doing, what they're for later. But like this morning, as I thought about this particular show, I thought about the dream and the vision that I've had of a morning show since I was actually a kid. Man, since I was in high school, I had this dream and vision of a morning show. And now I've been through, 20 years of sales. I've been through a lot of years of parenting. I've had the hashtag Rise and Grind show. And so now that we're here, I'm looking back going, yep, I learned that there. I learned that there. If I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have known how to do what I'm doing now. And it's just really interesting how you can connect the dots looking back, right, and see. And I think Clubhouse played a big part in how we're able to roll with the punches today.
Totally agree, Glenn. I think that it helps us with our communication skills. It helps us deal with adversity. It helps us with confidence. I think a lot of people ask me, why am I spent so much time on Clubhouse? Why am I, giving up my time? One, it's to make me better. It's to make me a better person, a better communicator. It's to open up connections. It's to just make me a better, well-rounded person. So some of the adversity that we deal with on the back channel, which some people have no clue. When I pulled in the dealerships this morning, my vehicle slid sideways because there's ice everywhere. So I immediately, before I popped on, had to get a hold of our team and said, hey, hold on. First of all, let's delay opening. Let's get ice down. Let's be extremely careful. And then we walk in, we deal with a little bit of adversity behind. But you know what? We just take that adversity and we just go with it. And we stay very positive. And we say, hey, we're going to figure this out. And then that's the magic that happens. I knew that we were going to have a really good show today, and we have, because of the adversity I dealt with before I ever came on camera today. And my job is for no one to even know it and say, right. You know what? I bet he had a perfect morning. No, my daughter was up sick all last night, sick as she can be. The only way she can calm down is getting in a shower, and it happens to be my shower. So, we all have adversity, but as a leader and as a person that says, Glenn, I'm going to show up here with all these other champions. It's my responsibility to show up here and be positive and give and serve. And then that will come back to me in 10, 20 fold, and it already has. So yeah, Clubhouse has been dealing with adversity and making us more comfortable to communicate is paying big dividends in my life, the sacrifice that we started over a year ago, which will be sacrificed to some, but it's been an investment to me. I mean, look at these people that I'm in this room with.
Pretty good looking room of people, man. I gotta say
for sure.
Myself. I'm just saying, it's pretty good looking people up in here.
And Glenn, what's this? What's this voice you just used trying to describe social digital currency? Was that you trying to be hard, or what was that?
Scrap comes in. He's like, "Look, y'all, you got to use your digital currency." You know what I'm saying? Like that was Scrap was the man. Scrap had people pinging. Scrap had people following. Scrap had his way of making an impact over there in Clubhouse. Man, there's so many characters over there in Clubhouse.
But I just laughed at your imitation of him. It was so uncomfortable for you.
So uncomfortable, he said. Dude, I'm a closet gangster. You didn't know it, dude? You didn't know that? Come on, man.
I learned something every day.
Every single day. That's a fact.
You know what? I was just thinking as we were talking is that another thing is it goes to this whole question of why be stressed? We're gonna get through it. We're standing right here today. Why even stress yourself out? Yep, we got some adversity, but we got some powerhouses here. We can carry a conversation. So no problem. While somebody's working in the background, we got this thing over here. Oh, it's only us here and we had this whole conversation. Well, let's join the guys over there. Because the women, let me tell you something, we hit it off in the back channel and we were making magic happen. So I don't know if you can ever hear that again, but it was pure power that was coming through.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead there, Sarah. Sorry, I got caught up on a title screen.
No, it was magic. Actually, it's interesting, Glenn, that quote that you shared about how we can only connect the dots looking backwards. So Coach Isaac did a segment on Breakfast with Champions when he got the job at LSU, and he was sharing how he was like standing somewhere when he got the news and he dreamt it before. And so he knew that that was the right place for him. And I have to tell you that I don't know if y'all can hear me. I have to tell you that okay, perfect. Segment was so cool for me because that actually happens to me, and I thought I was the only one. So one of the things that I will say to kind of like challenge that quote that was such a cool moment for me a couple weeks ago is that I've always heard that, right? Like hindsight is 2020. We can only see things looking backwards. But I've had these moments where I'll feel like I'm in the right place in the right time, and to hear someone else experience that was so cool. And then to Lolita's point about how we don't even have to stress it, I think it's because we're in a similar thing. I actually think, and to Scott's point too, and Glenn, you say this all the time, like we all know that we're meant to be here right now. Or Marvin, how you were saying on Fireside the other day that you've been waiting for that thing that's what's next. So like, I think that there's actually more reassurance in this world than that Steve Jobs quote was allowing for. It's not just that you look back and then it makes sense. I really think that there are moments in time, or like it said in the morning 5 planner, those moments in time where you know, like, I don't need to stress because I'm meant to be right here, right now, and I can feel it. And that gives you that peace.
Yeah, I think that, I think you have a good point there, right? There's sometimes you just know, right? You're like, this is the right spot, right? You just know it and you just feel it. And not to disagree with you, Sarah, because I've never done that ever in my life.
Ever.
You and I never disagree on anything. But you know, I think
I can't believe it's taken an hour and 18 minutes today for us to disagree. It might be a record.
Well, you know, I had some technical difficulties this morning.
I was in the other room. Okay, all right. Okay.
So it took me a minute to warm up. But no, I get what you're saying. I mean, this is what Sarah does to me. She says, "Yes, and," that's what she says. Yes, and I think what Steve Jobs is just saying, I think he's really saying. He's saying if you take the time to look back, then you can have an appreciation for all of the experiences that maybe while you were in that experience, you didn't know what it was for. You see what I'm saying? I don't think he's saying you can't have a little forethought. I think he's just saying everything really lines up in a very choreographic way. And I know that that's what I've experienced in my life is I can look back and I can go, okay, that dot, there's a picture being painted. And for me, it speaks to a creator, right? If your life is choreographed, there has to be someone who put down that choreography. So anyways, but if you and I, we get to the same point. We just like to go. I like to go Western Hemisphere, or maybe I'm Eastern Hemisphere. You're Western Hemisphere. I don't know. We just go like that.
Marvin and Lolita. Yeah, go ahead, Marvin.
I was going to say to that point. Don't you actually think that there's a point in your life when you actually can make sense of those dots, and it automatically it clicks, and you can actually look back and say, you know what? Now I realize my journey, or understand the journey better, and you know what I mean? Because I think not everybody can do that immediately. I think it comes to a point in your life when you get that clarity as well. It's definitely how it's worked for me, for sure. When I look back, I can see some of the signs, and I can see some of the things that happened in my life that helped to shape who I am today. Yeah. But I don't think I've always had that vision, if you want to call it that, or that understanding.
Yeah,
to be able to
I'm
see
100%
that
with
clearly.
you, and there's probably some people that are listening right now, Marvin. They're like, yeah, whatever, y'all. What I'm going through right now sucks. This sucks. There ain't no point in it. Ain't no intention. I lost a loved one. I'm broke. My bills ain't paid. I'm battling depression, anxiety. You know, they're like this sucks, man. Like y'all over here all high siding on your little show, and you got your little booths and you got your little limelights and all of those things. But this right now, right here, is I can't see how this serves me. What would you say to something like that? Because I know I get that in my DMs sometimes.
I want to jump in and say that can happen concurrently. So to your point too, like if I look bright over here, it's because I got lighting. You know what I mean? Like they say, like everyone's fighting a battle that you know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's too one-dimensional to say this is the best season or this is the hardest season. I think that you're always going to have both. And if you keep waiting for it to be perfect, you're never going to have that perfection. So like, just know, like Scott said, you know, his daughter's sick. There's ice outside, but you know, hopefully he's hanging out with friends this morning, enjoying the show. So you just have to realize that it's always going to be both, and you choose what you focus on. What do you always say? Where attention goes, energy flows.
Energy flows. That's
what you're always trying to teach me.
That's
so
right.
I think that's what I would
Yes.
Yeah, I'm listening, Glenn Lundy.
That is so good.
I'm my face for that, so I'm listening.
Hey, Glenn, look,
that is so good.
We're five people that are showing up here and pouring into others that don't have it together either. So I think a lot of people get down on themselves because they compare their real life into somebody else's social media life, because people typically aren't vulnerable enough to tell the truth, tell the bad things, tell their shortcomings, because they want to put themselves up on a pedestal and make themselves feel better. Listen to me clearly. No one has it figured out. No one. Not me, not the other, my awesome moderators, which they're amazing people. And we're showing up here every single day. And I'll tell you, life is not perfect. There's things that I'm dealing with that, you know, that it's tough to deal with. But I don't want to put that burden on other people. So, you know, everybody that's listening, please don't get down on yourself because you're not where you may want to be, or you're trying to chase someone else's perfect social media life. That's what I'd like to.
True
I love
man.
that, Scott. I love that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just to throw one more thing in, I think to your point, Scott, I think people aren't necessarily concentrating on running their own race. You know, you spoke about social media and Instagram. I think too many people sometimes are looking at other people and comparing themselves. And I think if we can concentrate on our own journey, and like you say, everyone has something going on in their life, and look back at what you've actually been through, that's when you'll actually realize that your own power. That's just the way I feel. Do you know what I mean? I think you should be looking at yourself, your own journey, run your own race. And then you'll realize how powerful that you are in terms of the person that you've evolved into today.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, I wanted to jump in right here. I love this conversation. Yesterday, for the very first time, I got my cards read. And I want to share it with you guys because I think it's so relevant. I'm going to try to make it super quick.
You got your cards read? Is that what you said?
I know.
Like tarot cards?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I want to hear.
I know.
I saw that on your socials.
Oh yeah, I put it on my socials because it was so relevant to me. So I'm in this advanced certification for my coaching program. And inside of it, I answer all of these questions, right? And I won this card reading from the master coach. And she sent it to me yesterday. And so what she pulled was these 3 cards. And it represented my past, my present, and my immediate future. So the past, what she said is, I forget what the card was, but what she said is, it represents you leaving the past in the past. It represents you saying, you know what, that has happened, and I'm leaving all of that back then because I have so much more ahead of me. Boom and bam, right? Absolutely. Then my present was about this smoky mirror. And she said, there's going to be times you're going through something right now where you're looking inside of this mirror and there's so much smoke that's there and you can't see the end result yet. But I'm here to let you know that the end result is coming. all of these dots, right? All of these dots that you've been building up and building up, not only from last year, but from years and years and years in that work, the smoke will clear and it will become relevant to where it is that you're going, right? So that's my present, the smoky mirror. And then for my immediate past, present, future, for my immediate future, it was this sorcerer. And she said, there is some dark energy in there. So what's going to be so important for you is to make sure that you stay in your light. You stay focused on your future, in your vision, right? And not allow this negative energy that wants to come and surround you with all of these things that you have coming on. So be choiceful as you move forward so that you can make sure you stay in your light. And that is all about these dots that we're talking about. So I just love it. And it just meant so much to me. But how crazy it is. I've never gotten my cards read, and then when she did read them and she held them up, I was like, whoa, how relevant is that?
I think it's cool, man. Like, there's stuff out there, man. I don't know. I'm sometimes people get on me. They're like, Glenn, you got to pick a side. Like, this, everybody wants to box me up, and I'm like, nah, man. Like I'm too stupid. I don't know what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right. All I know is there's some cool things going on in this thing called life. And so for you to be able to get those cards and have them read, and however that moves your spirit, however that moved you, it sounds fascinating. I want to try that one time. I definitely want to try that one time.
It was on my list, my life list.
It was on the life list. Oh, I heard a rumor. Oh, he's in the ride. He's in the ride. So yeah, it's really, I think that it is really a difficult place sometimes to sit in it. But I can say, that my worst experiences, my lowest times have definitely built who I am today. And they're not things that I hold on to. They're not, they're not like, it's like I got there was this kid, Lolita. There was this one kid back in Flagstaff, and I used to think I was pretty tough, but there was this one kid, like this dude, he must have fought every day of his life. Like he just was always fighting. And we was on the basketball court, and I was talking mess, and he was talking mess. And long story short, he popped me right here. I didn't even expect it. He was about half my height and maybe half my age. I don't know. But this kid popped me right here in the eye, and I still have a little scar right here, right? I still have a scar. And here's the thing, though. I didn't keep it as an open wound. Like, you let it heal, then it becomes a scar. Then you can tell stories about it. And I think that's the thing, is sometimes people go through things and then they leave it as an open wound. They go back and tear at it. They don't let it heal, right? And I think that's the biggest difference, is once you take those seasons of whatever season you're in, or season you might be in, whatever struggle, once you take those seasons and find a way to give them enough time and space to heal, then they can become a badge of honor, a scar that you can build on. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think it goes back to saying it helps you to realize the power that you have, because I love both of your stories. That also what Lolita shared. Even if you're not into the whole sort of card thing, you can understand that looking back at your journey, you know what I mean, will fill you with a different level of power, I think, personally. Do you know what I mean? I think, you feel like you can take on an even bigger challenge, and then you're gonna go through something else, and then you feel like you can take on an even bigger challenge.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, beautiful. Well, we're gonna keep yeah, it's okay, Lolita. They can't hear him out there. Only we can hear him in here. You ain't got to worry, girl. You ain't got to worry. That's right. I love that, though. I love that. I do want to go to my man over there, though. Do you guys, for those of you that are watching the show, you guys know Alexander? Do you guys know Alexander Gonzalez? Do you guys like Alexander Gonzalez? I think he's a pretty amazing dude, and we would love to get him back in here. So Alexander is live on site He is live on site he's out in the wild with the actual humans that are watching #RiseAndGrind. And so, Alexander, why don't you give us an idea of what's going on? What are they saying out there in the wild, my man?
Literally in the wild hunting for champions at my favorite coffee shop, and who knows, maybe we'll do some impromptu interviews on the spot. But this is what I'm seeing across all socials. Again, my name is Alexander Gonzalez. I'm not the fat dad across all socials, and what I'm seeing is people buying tens of books at a time, people buying books for their team, all because of what Alexandra Carter has shared. People are realizing that simply speaking, you need to understand the art of negotiation. And so I am excited that we as a community are coming together, but really more than anything, it's the excitement that people are seeing. It's the excitement that people are feeling, and people are loving that they're getting to learn by champions like you guys. I have my little rhino pin right here, and I'll tell you what, listen, Sara McCord for sure has thick skin like a rhino. We are a bunch of rhinos on this screen leading people to the next level. And if you haven't read that book, Rhinoceros Success, I hardcore recommend it. But what a word on the street is, books in 2021, both green lights for this month, Matthew McConaughey's book on Rise and Grind, the Morning 5 Planner, Alexander Carter's book, and all these things, people are dedicating their time and energy to bettering themselves in 2022. And I'm here for it.
Go.
Yes.
2022 left. 2022. You said books in 2021. You gotta update that calendar.
Hey, Alexander, how
I
can
love that you're reporting on location. Did you actually go to where the people are? Like, I actually want you like Billy on the Street in the future to like go to people with a mic, like, have you heard of Breakfast with Champions? Have you
literally
heard of that for a segment?
So this is my favorite coffee shop in all of St. Pete, Black Crow. It's super cool, and I promise you, if you go in, the coffee's amazing. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be talking to champions and seeing what people want to hear, what motivates them, what brings them joy in the morning. And we're going to bring it to the people, y'all, because it's not just about the Clubhouse audience. It's about the bigger audience. So if you're seeing our faces, if you haven't shared this on LinkedIn, you haven't shared it on YouTube, on Facebook, etc., do me a favor, comment below, share once you shared it, and let's get more eyes on this prize. What's up, Scott? What were you saying, brother? You want to know how to do my hair? I got you.
Hey, Alexander, I got hair in me. Is it windy there, or like I need some product? Hey, can you see I would like to see Marvin with your hair. Can we make that happen?
Listen, this is shellac in place. A hurricane can come through, and we good.
Yeah, I need to know what product you use, because mine's going this way. It needs to go that way.
Hey, I might be creating my own product. Who knows? Let's do it.
I'll be your first customer.
Yes, I'm here for it.
Well, Alexander, we love you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sarah.
I was going to say, so now we have him doing a segment where he'll be doing hair. And also, y'all, comment in where you want to see Alexander reporting live from. I think we should build that in as well. 100%.
Oh, my gosh. I'm here for it. And listen, I'll fly. If you are a champion and you want me to come to your home, I'll do it. Let's go. Let's get it scheduled. You think I'm playing, y'all? My wife is a flight attendant. I can jump on a plane. Oh, yes, a Maryland meetup. I'm here for it.
Me and Lolita, we want you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my man, Mr. Alexander Gonzalez, not the fat dad. Alexander, thank you so much for joining us here on #RiseAndGrind. It's always a treat when we get to spend some time with you. And now we will be right back here in just a second. We're going to be back with the amazing artist that you might have heard earlier, Mrs. Osei. We have an additional song from her. I'm excited to get to know her even a little bit better. So stay tuned. This is Breakfast with Champions, the Millionaire Breakfast Club, your opportunity to get a seat at the table. That's right, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but we're going to be hanging out in Dallas, Texas, February 22nd through 24th. That's right, all the superstars of Breakfast with Champions in one place at one time, and we want you there. You got to go to breakfastwithchampions.live so you can join us, and I'm telling you, you never know how one event can completely transform your life. So come join us. breakfastwithchampions.live. This is Breakfast with Champions, Millionaire Breakfast Club, your opportunity to get a seat at the table. And we got to tell you, we're super excited about the new Morning 5 Planner. If you've been looking for community, You've been looking to connect with like-minded and like-hearted people that like to rise and write their gratitudes and their goals, people that are interested in evolving into the best versions of themselves that they can possibly be, then the Morning 5 Planner is for you. That's right. You can go to themorning5planner.com and get you one today. Uh-oh, my video's not playing. Hold on just a sec.
You know how I be. Y'all underestimate me, just wait and see. You know the vibes, I grind till I bleed. It's more than the money, the music, this what I need. Gotta strive to succeed. They wanna see you do better, just not better than them. Start to build you up, then tear you down, then pretend. Give you their all, then take it back, what's in me? I'm finna be on my own team, cause I done got you faced. I done got you stressed out, put you in a daze. Better watch your back now. I done got you faced. I done got you stressed out, put you in a daze. Better watch your back now. There's one more thing I forgot to mention. Not giving your haters the attention. Don't come trying to fake it my way. Not giving y'all the time of day. I'ma keep doing what I do. Just be me and stay true. Y'all ain't really about showing no love. Lucky you, I ain't gon' slip up. They wanna see you do better, just not better than them. Start to build you up, then tear you down, they pretend. Give you their all, then take it back, what's in me? I'm finna be on my own team, cause I done got you faced. I done got you stressed out, put you in a daze. Better watch your back now. I done got you faced. I done got you stressed out, put you in a daze. Better watch your back now. Creeping around like a demon, they don't wanna see you eating. Got a facade, but it's all good. Pray the fakes get exposed, that's how it should be. Don't want y'all around me, don't want your negative energy. I done got you faced. I done got you stressed out, put you in a day. Better watch your back now. I done got you faced. I done got you stressed out, put you in a daze. Better watch your back now. I done got you faced. I done got you stressed out, put you in a daze. Better watch your back now. I done got you faced. I done got you stressed out, put you in a daze. Better watch your back now.
So yeah, I see you. That's right, I see you. You are incredibly talented.
Thank
My
you.
goodness.
Thank you.
And who's choreographing like all your videos? Are you doing that?
No, I wish. I'm actually not really that much of a dancer. This was my first time actually kind of trying out choreography, just because I was experimenting and I wanted to try something a little different. But one of my guys, Michael Prince, he choreographed that whole thing. So
Michael Prince put the whole thing together, made you look good, and
made me look amazing.
Yeah, no doubt. I was like, okay, I see you. I see you. Well, you are doing some phenomenal things, and I would love for an opportunity for us to all to get to know you a little bit better. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you, I'm gonna pick you up, and I'm gonna throw you into the hot seat with the rest of the crew here on #RiseAndGrind. Hey, crew, you guys get her.
I'm ready. Oh, say, I have a question for you. So you're only 18. I want to know when you started performing. How old were you? Where did you start performing? Were you singing around the house? Were you singing in church? How did you get into this music business so young?
Yeah, so I started performing I think around the age of 4. And church is really all where it started. My dad was a pastor, my mom, she was like choir leader and mistress back in the day, and I would always go with her to choir practice. So that was kind of how I got involved in the music space. But I didn't start making and releasing music until January 2020. So yeah.
Wow. I do want to tell everyone real quick before I pass to Lolita that if you're on Clubhouse, follow Ose. I can't believe she only has 2,000 followers. That's crazy. And the link at the top of the room is to the song you just heard. So let's blow her up for sure. She's incredible. Lolita, over to you.
Yes, Ose, you are phenomenal. Congratulations
Thank
in
you.
advance for all of your success that is coming. This is truly phenomenal.
Thank you
What
so
is
much.
one thing you would tell somebody listening today that wants to follow their dream but they're scared? What's that one thing you would let them know?
I would say you just have to go for it. You know what I mean? Like the only person holding yourself back, I mean, the only person holding you back at that point is yourself. You know what I mean? So you just need to take that step and just go for it. Not care what anybody says and just do it. If it's really something you want to do, you gotta love it with everything in you and just keep pushing. And it's meant to be able to be.
Just do it. Keep pushing. Thank you so much for being you.
Yes, thank you so much for being you. I think that is a really strong statement because you're clearly at a very young age stepping into and embracing 100% who you are. You're embracing your gifts. You're letting your light shine. You know, you said, I'm not really a dancer, but I'm doing some choreography anyway.
I'm gonna try a little something.
Right? I got to try a little something because I want to make sure that people see me and so that I can inspire them, which is so clear to me that your heart is so pure. Like, I'm the guy that, I'm a crier. I don't know if you know, I'm a crier. And when I watch people step into their greatness, their gift, their genius, it literally inspires my soul. Like, it sparks me in such a powerful way. And I see you stepping into your genius, and I know the impact that will have on the world. So it's been an honor meeting you, and anything that we can do to support you, any way that we can help you, you just let us know, because we want to continue to not only watch your career as it blossoms moving forward, but anything we can do to serve, we want that opportunity. Fair enough?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It was amazing being here. All of y'all are super, super cool, super dope. So I'm honored to be around all you cool people. So yeah.
Well, you're super dope as well. Make sure you come back, okay? You'll come back?
Oh, definitely. I'm definitely come back. Yeah.
Definitely coming back. That's what I'm talking about. All right, girl, have an incredible, incredible day. Hey, I got some more good news for you guys here today on #RiseAndGrind with my man, Mr. Ramon Ray, in the building.
Hey everybody, once again, good morning and welcome to the good news on Rise and Grind. I'm probably the only person amongst the hosts of Rise and Grind who can't dance, so I may have to see Ose about some dance lessons. Our 3 good news nuggets for this second segment of Good News on Rise and Grind with Glenn Lundy. Can you get closer to God by giving up sugar? I don't know. We're going to find out in just a few minutes. Stop tracking spending and other money tasks to take off your to-do list. Some people have been known, track your spending, track your spending. Some people say maybe you don't have to. In our third good news segment, what a science teacher taught. Football fans, close your ears unless you're Dallas Cowboy fans. What a science teacher taught the Dallas Cowboys about coaching. As always, our goal here is to do 1 of 3 things: make you smarter, make you laugh, or just warm your heart. If we do all 3, that's a bonus. And I'm Ramon Ray, speaker, business owner, and author. Get to know me better at RamonRay.com or on IG, DM me, Smart Hustle. So let's start with good news. Can you get closer to God by giving up sugar? Well, author Wendy Speak had a segment on Focus on the Family, and she talks about how she had an addiction to sugar. And thankfully, she overcame that sugar addiction. And she says it helped her get closer to God. As many of you know, I mean, listen, I have a sweet tooth. I can down 2 Snicker bars and an Mrs. Smith apple pie in 37 seconds. Easily. But sugar can cause some weight gain, increase your risk of heart disease. It's been linked to acne and it drains your energy. So there's hope. And this is good news. If you want to get closer to God, maybe eat a bit less sugar. And again, always DM me on Instagram if you want links to all these resources. Just DM me on Instagram. Stop tracking spending and other money tasks to take off your to-do list. Listen, Elliot Pepper, a financial planner from Baltimore, encourages clients to think about putting extra money into investments that will perform better instead of trying to reduce your debt. So what this author is saying is, hey, instead of trying to pay off and tracking your spending so much, don't forget to save towards the future. And full disclosure, we're not giving financial advice on Rise and Grind here. We're just sharing some tips and information that other people have told us. And the third thing, don't overpay for items because supplies are limited. We hear that all the time. Limited offer, limited offer, limited offer. Buy one, get 10 free. All these things that we go rush and buy it. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. We know we do it. I do it too. I get the magazines in the mail to buy shirts and I buy them. Slow down with that. Focus on saving towards the future. And Scott Simons talks about that quite a bit. So you definitely want to stay tuned to Rise and Grind and hear his nuggets on this and more. And our third point, what a science teacher taught the Dallas Cowboys about coaching. This warmed my heart. Listen, professional football players are professional football players. They know that best. But guess what they don't know? They don't know. The coaches didn't know how in the world do we keep the attention of our players on Zoom calls in this pandemic state. So they reached out to 2 professors at the University of North Texas and said this, listen guys, you teach students all the time online. Can you please help us understand about virtual learning? So that was pretty cute that the Dallas Cowboys, these big rough and tough men and women in the coaching staff and team, turned to 2 nerdy professors to help them teach their students better. I want you to remember, this is Rise and Grind, the good news segment where we'll always share good news that'll uplift you, warm your heart, or make you just a bit smarter. And I'm honored to be here again. DM me on IG if you have good news you want to share or you want to get these notes, just DM the word good news. And with that, I'm going to pass it back and I'll hang out for a minute or two to Glenn Lundy and team. What's up, Glenn?
You better hang out for a minute or two. I got to figure out how to stop. You always get me smiling in your segment, and I know that it comes through. But Ramon, since you're hanging out for just a second, I'm going to toss you over to my crew here and let them get after you.
All right. I'm in the hot seat.
Go for it.
HOT seat. Hey, Ramon, good morning.
What's up, Lolita? How you doing, Queen?
I am doing amazing. So here's a question I have for you. It's natural. How do you keep the energy going, Ramon? You are always on 99. I want to know, what is the secret?
Oh, Lolita, thanks so much. Some people know how to do words well like you. Some people are just super smart like Sarah. Some people build financial wealth like Scott. Some people are just cool, calm, and collected like Marvin James Bond. Me, I don't know. I guess God put an extra bit of energy somewhere. I just like having fun. I don't take myself too seriously. Does that help answer the question a bit, Lolita?
Oh, absolutely. You don't take yourself too seriously, and it shines through, Ramon. Thank you for simply being you, but you show up all the way and you get value all the time. So thanks for being part of the show.
It's great to be here.
Ramon, the energy man himself. I'm waiting for you to go ding, 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 and come
Marvin,
straight in with that.
Now, I don't know how we didn't put that together sooner. You are the first Black James Bond.
No, listen, I'll take it.
Ramon has spoken that into reality. We're honored to have
right, Sarah?
Rise and Grind. Honored, truly.
Absolutely, good to be here. Marvin, what were you adding to that?
No, I was just gonna say, look, listen, it's 2022 right now. I know there's loads and loads of people listening in, figuring out how they can stay motivated.
Yeah.
You know, what would be the one line you would give them? You know what I mean? I'm a key motivational speaker that you are. What would be the one message that you'll leave with people for 2022 to keep them going and make sure they hit the ground running?
Indeed. And before I do that, I want to give a little shout out back to Alexandra Carter. I have her book here too. All right. But I would say to keep people motivated, understand why you're doing it. Marvin, what wakes me up in the morning? And again, Simon Sinek is famous for saying, start with why. But it's really not just a thing. What gets me motivated is my family. I don't want to go back to the dark spaces I've been in life, suffering with depression and other things. I don't want to go back there. So if I want to go forward, Marvin, I got to surround myself with smart people like Scott Simon, Sara McCord, Lolita Walker, Marvin Reid, and of course, Glenn Lundy, the big dog in the house. That's what keeps me motivated, brother. So it's great to be here. And I think what keeps me motivated is just going forward and knowing I love hanging out with great people who can up-level me and make me better.
Hey, I know what we need to do, Ramon. We need to get you,
Tell me,
David Spizak, to negotiate either a coffee sponsorship or energy drink. You would be perfect because the first thing they ask is you're going to pop it up, either whatever energy drink. It could be Ramon's energy drink or coffee. I don't know. David Spizak, I think he's coming up. I think he could help negotiate this.
Love it. Good news.
Just
Sponsored by Starbucks.
Just give me a cut. Give me a little small piece.
I'll give you a little cut, Scott, but just a little bit, Scott, a little bit, not too much, a little bit.
Well, I think it's a great idea. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to go grab David Spizak right now. Ramon, thanks for always bringing us the good news. Mr. David Spizak in the building. What are you doing, my man?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Hashtag Rise and Grind. I'm happy to be here. And I got to tell you, Glenn, the first time I ever heard, to Marvin's point, Ramon, do the ding, 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 man, I was calling hotlines looking for help for him. I thought that the guy, I thought we got to get this guy. He's going on the ledge, but he's just on the happy ledge all the time. And as far as sponsors, Scott, man, there's so many different ways we could go for him. We could go Rockstar. We could go 5-hour energy drink. We could go, I'm sure there's got to be a half a dozen pharmaceutical companies who would love to have him.
I would say you could get something picked up pretty quick with a guy like that. He's a rare treat.
He's awesome. He's just awesome, dude, right? Man. He's like happiness in a bottle. He's cool.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. So, Mr. Spizak, you are an automotive giant and genius, a business professional. You've had a lot of career success, and we're super excited because you are now a part in helping choreograph a new show here on Clubhouse at 9 a.m. Eastern. And so I would love for you to tell everybody what that's all about and the intention behind that and how important it is for them to tune in.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me, and it's just a phenomenal opportunity to spend time with people as they start their day, wherever you are in the world, right? When you turn in, doesn't matter what your clock says, it's time to start your day. It's time to rise up, get up, and join the morning grind. And so I get to, I'm so fortunate to join Barbara Majeski and Brian Benstock and Raylan Davis. And what our point is, man, we're focused. I know that we're starting out the day, and I've been coming to Clubhouse, I think it's 1 year today, Glenn, that I first joined your show and first listened in, and my life has never been the same. It's been impacted in such a positive way. I've met so many people that I'm positive are going to be in my life for the rest of my life. And one of the things that we aim to do is to stand on the foundation of the education, motivation, and inspiration that you're delivering to them each and every day by focusing on the tactical side. Okay, now that you're motivated, now that you're inspired, we do know this. Inspiration, is evangelical oftentimes. Motivation is temporary. It's not permanent. And so in the way that you got to Ramon's point, stay up here on this level, is you've got to be doing the things on the daily basis. And some people refer to that as the grind. And when we call it the morning grind, we refer to it because all four of us have been through the grind. And a lot of people don't realize that even people like Elon Musk has been through the grind. The guy, when he was a kid, was actually beat up so badly and thrown down a set of steps and then beat up again to the point he blacked out, ended up in a hospital. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company, right? One of my favorite quotes, Glenn, is be kind, everyone's fighting a battle. And the reality is everybody out there, we know, no different than us, is out there probably grinding. We want to help them get to that next level, leverage that motivation, inspiration, education, get to the next level.
I love that, man. And I love the dynamic between, you and then obviously Brian Benstock, super successful, Barbara Majeski, who's an amazing human, who's really carved her own path with a very inspiring story. And then you got Raylan Davis, who's absolutely incredible as well. And so, yes, all of y'all that are listening right now, if you're on Clubhouse, you need to be jumping into the Breakfast with Champions room. It'll start at 9 a.m. so you can join the morning grind with David Spizak, Barbara Majeski, Raylan Davis, and Brian Benstock. You could also meet up with guys like Mr. David Spizak in Dallas. We're going to be out there February 24th through 26th. So make sure you're a part of that. Or you could always join our Champion Circle. David Spizak's one of our coaches in the Champion Circle as well. So, David, I'm going to let you go head over to your show. We're going to wrap this show, but I appreciate you popping in here and hanging out with us today, my man.
Well, hey, thank you for all that you've done, all that you've created, the opportunities you've created. I know you probably know this, but you're the type of person who will never take credit because you're a humble guy too, which I love, but you have impacted millions of people around the world. I can't even imagine, probably tens of millions. And I'm just really proud to be part of this continuing effort to positively impact people's lives. And thankfully, who would have thunk you get four incredibly timid introverts together and it would work?
I love it, man. I love it. Thanks, David. Go enjoy the show. Wow. That's going to be, that show's fire, man. I got to say, we got a heck of a show here this morning, but what an incredible group we have gathered for that 9 to 10 section. Oh, I hear feedback. What's Sarah doing over there? Sarah, what are you doing? Hi, what are you? She's working.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was back. What am I doing? I'm like running the next hour, getting everyone set up. I'm making sure you know that David Spizak's talking in Dallas. I'm thinking about how good his Champion Circle segment was, making sure people know about that. I'm talking to Barbara Majeski about pin links. We're running a media empire over here, Glenn Lundy. You gotta tell me when I'm back on camera. I'm always working. You know that.
I mean, I don't know how else to tell you, you type A's. I mean, you've got the whole thing lined out to the second. You should have. I'm like, Sarah. No, this is what Sarah does. She works all.
So Marvin, Lolita, do y'all feel like the three children and that's mom and dad arguing, or is it just me? Is it just me?
I will
say, feel that way
Scott,
sometimes too. Lolita, do you feel that way sometimes?
There was a day, Scott, when Brian Benstock, actually, who I was trying to ping in the room because he's up next, like he started to say something on stage and he's like, ha, Glenn's not here. And I was like, I am. And he's like, okay, mom. And I was like, I actually never thought Brian Benstock would call me mom. So that's a cool Breakfast of Champions experience.
Oh wow!
What a day, man! It's good. What a day, man.
Scott, what you don't realize is Glenn doesn't know that I'm secretly taking notes. Like Glenn's one word replies. Like Sarah's about to get. I'm like, okay. Glenn says reply with boom. I mean, that's
Marvin, I'm gonna call you up. I'm gonna call you up then on the WhatsApp. You know that, and just say Happy Halloween in my American voice until you start listening to me again. Marvin actually called me while they were trick or treaters, and apparently I'm very enthusiastic when people are trick or treating. But I'm gonna let you rap, Glenn.
It's efficiencies, It's just efficiencies. That's all. It's just efficiencies. So hey, this has been a fun morning here on #RISEANDGRIND, and I love the learning process, right? I love the learning process and learning from the passion of an 18-year-old, right? Learning from the #1 female negotiator in the world, right? Learning from the energy and the 110% effort and intentionality that a guy like Ramon puts into his good news segments, right? Learning from Alexander's heart, right? His heart for human beings and that willingness and desire to connect. And then, of course, also learning as we're doing a live production. That's right, live production that is streamed out to multiple platforms for 2 hours with rotating guests and shots. That has been a learning process as well. And I'm also learning more about my man, Scott Simons, Lolita E. Walker, which about halfway through, I was like, oh, got to throw the E in there. My boy Marvin across the pond. And then Sarah, who just cannot wait to hop out of here so she can get to work. You see it all over? See it written all over her face? Look, she's like, I'm looking at the camera, but I have a lot of things to do right now. I got to go. Right? And so I just learned from each of you. So thank you all so much for being here with me, and those of you that are hanging out with us out there in the internet land. We love you so much. Thanks for being a part of our community, and we'll be back again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to do it all over again on #RiseAndGrind. Have an incredible day.